Don't you love it when you're trying to release a timely video to appease the algorithm, and then your PC just decides to fucking die? I love it so much. We are gathered here today to mourn the death, not just of an amalgam of machinery and art, but of a family. An attraction clearly thrown together to get Fast and Furious into Universal Studios Hollywood, and replacing a spinning tunnel that showed Jimmy Fallon getting eaten alive by bugs, which automatically makes it better. Yes, it had awful visuals, a rough ride experience that gave the Matterhorn a run for its money, and a cast that couldn't give less of a shit if they were sweating over porcelain due to low fiber and dehydration.
They're in for a hell of a ride.
Truly a great loss. Let us grieve. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a huge theme park fan. They're like a regular park, but noisier. The way it can immerse you in a world, if done properly, is an art form in and of itself. And of the companies that have a lot of skin in the theme park game, Universal is near the top of the list, with all eyes on their upcoming projects. The biggest, of course, is Epic Universe. Wait, it's called Universal Epic Universe?
What the hell is even that?
But hidden in their schedule is a brand new roller coaster opening in Hollywood in 2026, themed to the Fast and Furious movies. It's exciting for sure, but that construction left a big, poopy-covered elephant in the room. When will the Supercharged finale of the studio tour close? Well, we got our answer, and they gave fans basically no time to mourn. Because that implies there were any.
Because Fast and Furious Supercharged will be closing on Monday night. Some of the last guests to ride that attraction as we prepare to open Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift.
It's fair to say that people weren't devastated at the news the same way people have been about things like Back to the Future, the ride, Tower of Terror in California, or Muppet Vision. Sorry, I need a moment. But why is that? Well, my partner and I went to pay our respects before its closing to find out. Gotta see, like that. Is it? I genuinely can't tell. I genuinely cannot tell. Could you stop talking? I'm filming a video.
Look at all the people that are here. You think they're here for the closing? They're definitely here for the closing. Where did the neon go? Where has he gone, my boy? He's usually right there. First the family, now him. What Pokemon you catch?
This just in, Catherine. I'm getting word now that famed vendor at Universal Studios... Terrifying. Actually terrifying. Oh, God.
The second season of Ted has been filming.
All these people here to say goodbye.
You got the very best guy.
Elizabeth.
And the greatest driver.
Grant.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Elizabeth.
owes me $5.
Of our production bungalows. These are offices to some of the biggest producers, directors, and writers in Hollywood.
Mr. Theodore.
But they used to be dressing rooms.
Now that we're mid-studio tour, let's get into why Supercharged never really worked. For those who haven't been on this before, the studio tour is a sort of half dark ride, half actual studio tour experience. You go between exploring various stages and sets on the Universal lot, and experiencing things like Earthquake, Jaws, and King Kong 360 that take you inside the movies. Like Jungle Cruise, it's only as good as your guide and whatever's working that day. But when it's great, it is a fun and unique attraction unlike anything around these days. But for our purposes, we're going to focus specifically on the simulation segments of the tour. At their best, these immerse you into the world of the movies, either through physical sets and effects, like Earthquake, or through 360 screens. Supercharged fits into the latter. These have never been the best parts of the tour, especially as technology like the volume makes the whole thing seem all the more outdated, but King Kong does a far better job with the technology. It starts with Peter Jackson, the director of the film, welcoming you back to Skull Island, where you get attacked by dinosaurs and narrowly saved by King Kong. It uses the tram movements in key bursts as opposed to a constant, nauseating speed like other segments. Would I prefer another giant animatronic here after the last one burned down? Absolutely. But given the decision to take you to Skull Island, the screens kind of make sense here. And it helps that the visuals were done by Weta Digital as opposed to Universal's in-house VFX team being told to finish it a week before it opens and only given 2. That's not real, by the way, but you wouldn't know it looking at the screens. Supercharged begins before you even enter the show building. Well, it did. They used to play these videos on the tram setting up the story before cutting them entirely because why not? The FBI reveals to you that some big bad from the movies is looking for someone in witness protection who's on your tram. And then The Rock shoves his way in and tells the agent his family has our backs. Simple enough. We have a witness on board and we gotta escape the bad guys. Very Star Tours. Then you get into the show building. Some cool props and set design at first, but then we get moved into the party scene. Normally, Pepper's ghost is a really good effect when done properly. Hell, it's a huge part of why Haunted Mansion's so fun. Here, this looks like someone is projecting stock footage into their mechanic's garage. I should know, I tried that once.
The fuck you doing? Get out of here!
Somehow still looks better. So the family finds out that the big bad tracked us to their hideout, so we move into the Universal parking garage.
Why?
There, our showdown begins, and we really start to see why this doesn't work. Moving past the bad visuals, we are constantly moving, driving around at full speed, or being jostled. King Kong does similar things, but here it feels like we never get a break or any variety in the movement. Kong has us slowly driving, speeding up, getting bumped around, falling, jostling back and forth. Here, it's just driving down one of LA's numerous freeways. Exciting! There is a jump at the end, but that's it. Otherwise, we're basically just going down the 101 above the speed limit. Not quite fast and certainly not furious. And on top of being attacked by nameless cronies and drones, we're also attacked by the noise. Noise. Being autistic, I do have some problems at theme parks. Obnoxious or rude guests, long lines, and stop pulling on the props in the goddamn lines, you dunce! That being said, noise usually isn't one of them. But this? I had to plug my ears every time we stopped in there. Here, listen. Other than being recorded through my phone, I have not touched this audio at all.
After that! Okay, guys, it's showtime!
All of this is bad. But this whole thing being the finale of the studio tour? Oh, it's the cherry on top of this hastily thrown together mess. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's Fast and Furious Supercharged. And it's even worse in Orlando. Both these studio tour segments got their own spin-off attractions in Florida. The Kong ride added more story, randomized animatronic hosts on your vehicle, and a new Kong animatronic. Supercharged got a couple extra rooms. When the teams behind these attractions are given proper time frames and budgets, they can give us some incredible experiences. Unfortunately, this is not one of them. But it's not their fault. It's theirs. And that's not just hyperbole. One of them outright said it in a crowded room on a hot mic.
My biggest mistake, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I wish I had stopped senior management from building the Fast and Furious attraction.
So what's next for this little parcel of tour? Rumors point to experiences based off of recent movies like Twisters or Wicked. In a perfect world, we'd get journalist Alicia Stella's amazing pitch.
Why not make this classic Universal Pictures finale so that you end the tram tour on a really high note? A great movie ride for Universal. The Back to the Future climax with like Doc Brown on the clock tower and the DeLorean driving down the street. Blues Brothers like drive alongside the car chase with all the police cars chasing them through the mall. And maybe the characters can acknowledge you. Like you look over and see the Blues Brothers, and instead of it being ride or die, like it's the Blues Brothers and they like tilt their head to you, and then they move on to the next scene. The flying scene from E.T.
I mean, come on. E.T. would have been
You're
perfect.
driving along, again, another one where cop cars are chasing people. It would be great movie ride condensed into 5 minutes and only the action scenes. And I think it would be a great finale and a way to like celebrate over 100 years of movies from Universal.
But I'm not getting my hopes up. Whatever we end up getting, I'm sure as hell it'll be better than this. Right? And so, a day well spent, by which I mean spending nothing at Hogwarts.
Wow. And just think, people used to shit their pants in here not too long ago. If you look closely, you can see J.K. Rowling's bedroom right there. She is fuming about bathrooms.
We left. And with us, so too did the family. And I say good riddance. It's not their fault, but they got moved into a house infested with termites and noise pollution. I'm not the biggest fan of this franchise, but they definitely deserve better. Something like... yeah, that! Rest in peace, Supercharged. At best, your body will be the soil for better crops. You're the superstar limo of Universal.
Hashtag bring back Superstar Limo.